Harvard did a study, and what they found out, their exact words, is that 47% of the time, people's minds are not the same place their feet are. 47% of the time that you're in a conversation with someone, your mind isn't fully engaged. 47% of the time you're sitting in church or at dinner with your family or engaged with someone at work or talking to someone in the gym or in the middle of life group. Almost half of your waking life, your mind is not fully engaged where the rest of your body is. In fact, one of the biggest enemies of our attention, I would argue, is our mobile device, our cell phone. In fact, it's shocking to think about this, how often you can be distracted from the very place that you are. In fact, the average cell phone user, studies show, touches their phone 2,617 times a day. That's a lot of times that you're not in the moment. Reaching over, whatever's in front of you isn't as important as the bing, or the potential look, or the news thing, or the stupid cat video, or the conspiracy thing your friend sent you, or you checking to see if you got any likes. And that's just the average. The amazing thing about some of you is you're so above average. We're not a church full of just average people. When we go all out in our dysfunction, many of us, we go way, way out. The average is 2,617 times, but the top 10% of cell phone users, they touch their phones more than 5,400 times a day. Can I just tell you, that's gross. Like, that's disgusting. Wash that dang thing right now. Thousands of times a day. You aren't with whatever or whoever is in front of you. And your mind is somewhere else. If it's not on the phone, sometimes it's just playing games. My mind plays games. The top two games my mind plays, I play the win-then game. The win then, the one day win, then I'm gonna be happy. You might do that. You know, like when you're a kid, it's like, when I get to high school, and then like you're a freshman, like when I'm a sophomore, and then it's like, when I get out of high school, then I'll be happy. And then it's like, when I get out of college, and then it's when I pay off that debt, and when I get a real job, and then when I get married, and then when we have children, and then when they're not in diapers, and then when they're grown up, and then when I'm in diapers. No, it just happens. And so many of us, we're literally going through life wishing away the current moment, wishing away what you have right in front of you. Don't miss what you have now, pursuing what you want later. Jesus was fully engaged in the moment. If it's not the win-then game, I often play the what-if game. It's projecting into the future. What if this happens? You might do that. What if I don't pass this test? Then what if I don't get into a good college? Then what if I don't get a good job? And then what if I don't attract a good spouse? And then what if we have dumb kids? And then what if we can't afford braces? Got to get a good job. And then they're gonna be crooked teeth. I've ruined my kids all because I didn't pass this test. And we tend to do this. What if this happens, and what if the government, and what if the economy, and what if aliens attack, and on and on and on and on. And Jesus said this in Matthew 6:34. Jesus said, therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough to worry. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Jesus says, don't worry about what's coming. Tomorrow will worry about itself. What I love about Jesus is, he wasn't like anti-planning. He said, I'm not telling you not to plan for the future, but I'm telling you don't worry about the future. Don't worry about it. Let me just ask you again. Are you still here? Yes. Because it's really, really, really important to be present in the moment. It's really important to be present in the moment. Why is it, do you think, that we often aren't fully present? Sometimes it's just we're playing distracted. But as I prayed about it and thought about it, I think one of the reasons why we're often not fully present is because we lack faith. We lack faith. We're all freaked out about something that happened a long time ago and I got to figure it out and undo it. Or we're all freaked out about what's going to happen in the future. And what I discovered as I was praying is that the only way we can be present in the moment is to actually surrender the past you can't change and trust God with a future that you can't control. The only way to fully be present in the moment is to let go of a past that you can't change no matter what you do and trust that God has it. Or to surrender your future and trust that God is good, that He cares, that He's already there. And because He redeems the past and because He's good in the future, you can be fully engaged with the person or that which is before you in the present. It takes faith. It takes faith in God to engage in God's calling right in front of you. In fact, I love the way James phrases it, the half-brother of Jesus in James chapter 4, verse 13 and 14. He says, come now. Somebody say now. Type it in the chat, now. Come now, he says. You who say today or tomorrow, we're gonna go into such and such town and spend a year there or trade and make a profit. Those of you who used to say that, COVID happened and you didn't get to go nowhere. I mean, you who say you got it all figured out, you don't even know what tomorrow will bring. And he asks this pressing question, what is your life? For you're a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. You're a mist. Open up your mouth sometime and breathe on glass and watch the mist come and watch the mist fade away. That's our lives. The image that really gets me often is the hourglass. And I like to think about this. This is your life. You're here for a little while, and the life that God has given you on this earth is passing away in the moment. And there's three things about this that are interesting to me. One is it freaks me out that the sand is going that fast right now. But the first thing is that no one knows how much sand is on the top. You think you do, but there's a lot of people who thought there was a lot more than there really is. No one knows how much is on the top. The second thing is, no matter what you do, you can't stop the sand from flowing. Time is passing. Time is passing. Time is passing. Every day is a gift from God. Today is a gift from God, and some of you are wishing it away. The third thing is once the sand is at the bottom, you can never get it back. You can never get it back. That's why at the beginning of the message, I had you stand to celebrate the moment. At that moment, we were together in the presence of God. The very way we are at this moment, the most important moment of your life, we could say, is experiencing God right now with God's people. And that's why I love what David said in Psalm 118, verse 24. He said, this is the day the Lord has made. You got today. This is the day. And because this is God's day, we're gonna be glad and rejoice in it. If you're still here, and I hope you're still here, because I wanna tell you, you can't be happy where you're not. And you can't serve Jesus where you're not. And you can't love people the way Jesus did where you're not. This is the day the Lord has made. The most important moment is right now. The most important person is the one right in front of you. That's the most important moment and the most important. And what I recognize is this, I used to live for the big moments and the special moments and the powerful moments, but the more I've been fully present, I've recognized that the most powerful moments are often the smallest moments. The most meaningful often aren't the mountaintop, but the conversation I have with someone that I love.